Wasn't quite sure what I wanted to talk about today. I was thinking possibly something a little bit more serious. I've been having some deep thoughts about religion, so please, if you know something, go ahead and send me a note or comment. I'm not trying to upset people, but you know me, I question things. I live in Texas. A lot of my friends are Christians, so a lot of them believe in the Christian concept of religion. I used to as well, except that I have a lot of questions now, and because nobody can give me straight answers, there you go. After the rapture, quote unquote, the rapture, what do Christians expect to happen then? What now? For a lot of people who don't know, the Christian concept of the end of the world, the end of days, consists of Jesus returning from the sky, rapturing or picking people up and taking them into the sky, into heaven. And after that, the world is supposed to come to a horrible end where it's going to be destroyed by the Antichrist. And then he's supposed to return and create a new world in which there's peace and prosperity. Of course, after that, there's nothing being told about, like, what is that peace and prosperity? What does that mean? Is that a new government? What do Christians see for the future? What is this whole peace and prosperity? Why is it that we can't have it now? You know, it involves so much death that has to take place before you can even get to that point. The problem that I have with this whole idea is that people say they get this out of Revelations. In actuality, Revelations doesn't have anything about a rapture at all. There's nothing in Revelations that speaks of a rapture, speaks of Christians being taken up into heaven. I think the actual scripture is somewhere in the New Testament. It's spoken about one time. And I take the New Testament with a grain of salt. Well, because so much has been changed with the four Gospels, Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. If you were to use the book of Revelations as your sole source of what do you think is going to happen, then it creates a lot of questions because there's nothing in the book of Revelations about a rapture. It does say that there is this beast, and people who take the mark of the beast, they will be executed by a quote-unquote second coming of Christ, but also those who don't take the mark of the beast will be executed. So Revelations is kind of a catch-22 because it basically says, you know, if you don't get the mark of the beast, you're pretty much damned, and if you do get it, you're pretty much damned. So damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So you can find that in Revelations for me. Please, please, please let me know where in Revelations is this actual scripture, as if you were just to use the sole book of Revelations. Because remember, whoever wrote Revelations, you know, was unaware of the Bible as we have it now. They weren't going through and said, well, let me see. You wrote that part, let's go ahead and finish it out. Also, I was saying, like, what now? Like, let's say Jesus does return and, you know, leave all these people behind, which would be Buddhists, Hindus, Jewish people, everybody who doesn't believe in Jesus, Muslims. So you get billions and billions of people who get basically destroyed. Some of the people might actually be your friends, colleagues, co-workers, but you don't care because you're a Christian and you're just glad that you made it and your church or whoever you know from your church. So it's all good. And mind you, a few other famous Christians make it too, like Sarah Palin, George Bush, and all of them. They've all made it because they're all Christian. So now you're in this utopia world with, you know, Rush Limbaugh and Sarah Palin. And of course, they're going to want to be involved in politics because, you know, they were the main people, you know, here on this planet. So Jesus is running stuff now, but so Jesus now makes himself king of the world because because he probably doesn't believe in democracy, because they didn't have democracy back when he was coming up. So, explain to me, how do you see the world being governed? What is a Christian world like? What is a Christian world where everybody basically thinks the same way? I mean, everybody loves each other, but it's a world where everything has to get done a certain way. It's a world where everything has to be done a certain way. Please describe the Christian utopia for me after everybody